Poseidon and the Battle of Corinth, an epic tale once upon a time in ancient Greece, in the city of Corinth, a place known for its strategic importance and rich history. A grand conflict unfolded. This was the tale of Poseidon and the Battle of Corinth, a story filled with divine intervention, heroic deeds, and the clash of mortal and immortal wills. The city of Corinth, nestled between the seas and surrounded by fertile lands, was a jewel coveted by many. Its prosperity and location made it a critical hub for trade and military strategy. However, its allure also drew the eyes of those who sought to control it for their own ambitions. Among these was Cleon, a ruthless warlord who aspired to rule all of Greece. His ambitions brought turmoil to Corinth, and his iron grip tightened around the city's throat, causing fear and despair among its citizens. The people of Corinth, desperate and downtrodden, turned to the gods for salvation. They prayed fervently to Poseidon, the god of the sea, for his protection and guidance. Poseidon, ever watchful and attuned to the pleas of those who revered him, heard their cries. He had always held a special affinity for Corinth, a city that had long honored him with grand temples and splendid sacrifices. One stormy night, as the waves crashed violently against the rocky shores of Corinth, Poseidon emerged from the depths of the Aegean Sea. His appearance was awe-inspiring. His trident gleamed with the power of the ocean, and his eyes glowed with a fierce determination. He stood tall, his presence commanding and reassuring. The people of Corinth gathered, their hearts filled with hope as they witnessed the arrival of their divine protector. Poseidon addressed the crowd, his voice booming like thunder. "People of Corinth, your prayers have reached me. I have come to aid you in this time of dire need. Together we shall drive away scourge that plagues your land." With renewed vigor, the citizens of Corinth rallied under Poseidon's banner. They prepared for the imminent battle with Cleon's forces, drawing strength from the god's divine presence. Poseidon, wielding his mighty trident, led the charge. His command over the sea and its creatures proved invaluable. He summoned great waves to shield the city and directed sea creatures to aid in their defense. The battle that ensued was fierce and relentless. Cleon, undeterred by the divine intervention, mustered his troops and launched an all-out assault on Corinth. His army was vast and well-trained, but they had not anticipated the formidable opposition led by a god. The ground shook as Poseidon struck his trident into the earth, causing tremors that disrupted the enemy lines. With every swing of his trident, Poseidon unleashed torrents of water, sweeping away Cleon's soldiers and breaking their formations. As the battle raged, Cleon himself confronted Poseidon, driven by his insatiable ambition and arrogance. He believed that defeating a god would cement his legacy as the greatest ruler of Greece. Armed with a sword said to be blessed by Ares, the god of war, Cleon charged at Poseidon with a ferocious battle cry. The clash between Cleon and Poseidon was monumental. Sparks flew as their weapons collided, and the very air seemed to crackle with the intensity of their struggle. Cleon fought with all his might, his attacks fueled by rage and determination. But Poseidon, with his divine strength and mastery over the elements, was an opponent unlike any other. He parried Cleon's blows effortlessly and countered with strikes that reverberated like the crash of waves against cliffs. In a final, decisive move, Poseidon summoned a colossal wave, towering above the battlefield. With a thrust of his trident, he directed the wave towards Cleon, engulfing him in a torrent of water and power. Cleon, overwhelmed and unable to withstand the sheer force of Poseidon's attack, was swept away, his ambitions drowned in the depths of the sea. With Cleon's defeat, the remnants of his army fled in terror, and the siege on Corinth was lifted. The city was saved, and its people rejoiced, singing praises to Poseidon, their savior. Poseidon, satisfied with the victory and the restoration of peace, returned to the sea, but not before bestowing a blessing upon Corinth. He promised that as long as they honored the sea and the gods, they would always find favor and protection. Thus, the tale of Poseidon and the Battle of Corinth became etched in the annals of history, a testament to the power of faith, the courage of the people, and the might of the gods. The city of Corinth thrived, its story told and retold through generations, reminding all who heard it of the enduring bond between the divine and the mortal. Thank you for joining us on this epic journey. If you enjoyed Poseidon's story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more mythological adventures. Until next time, may friendship guide your path and courage light your way.